in order to step up in the success ladder, Noel Abelardo encourages us to keep learning new things and always enhance our skills. So, Noel, welcome to the show called Self-Made.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start with during your childhood.
I was kind of a rough child to be raised. I was always, I started going out and rebelling very, very young. I think I started before college. I started going out before college. I went to bars. I had my first drink when I was 6 years old, given by my lolo, by my grandfather. And I kind of had the first taste of alcohol when I was very young. But of course, growing up, maybe I guess back in high school, I went into a barkada mode, and I hanged out with a lot of my friends. And right after I came back from Oxford, I did a short what do you call this? A short exchange program, student exchange program. So I studied in Oxford, England for about a month. That was during summer break. And then after I came back, I went into this wild spree because I felt independent. I was there alone by myself with a few co-students. So I had fun. I had so much fun. I felt free. I felt independent. And then I took that chance to travel in Europe also. So I went to Amsterdam. I went to Paris, and it was basically very fun. And I started rebelling when I was very young.
So how was your relationship with your parents then?
It's kind of a love-hate relationship. No, just because I'm the youngest, so I'm the bunso, and my sister and my brother, we were like 6 years apart. So I didn't have that bond with them so much. But I was the favorite of my mom. I was a mama's boy, and I guess with my dad also. Because I was the youngest, I was the most malambing, I was the most in touch with how to make them suyo and all that. So but I also was pasaway. I was very pasaway when I was young.
So when we should give up our bad habits?
Oh, give it up early.
Okay.
If I can say it, give it up early. It's very hard to let go of bad habits, but it's also influenced by, I guess, a lot of things. They say it's true when they say it's peer pressure or peer influence. Your friends would influence you, especially because in school you hang out more than you have more time with them than at home. So they influence your character. They influence you a lot. But the parents that I had, my mom and dad, the strictness and the discipline that they instilled on me also built a lot of my character. And I'm very thankful.
And what made you turn into sales?
Yeah, so I got exposed into sales right after college. What happened was, it was funny because, back during the time that I graduated, it was the boom of the BPO industry. So there were all these call centers hanging around doing some flyering in CCP and handing out, flyers saying, start earning right after college. Start earning 15,000, 20,000. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna earn this much? When you start seeing your potential to earn money, it's like, okay, I wanna work. So I jumped into the first BPO call center that I saw, and my job there was an outbound salesperson. So, and I kind of excelled at talking. So when I was selling things on the phone, I had a lot of sales. So I was earning commission. I'm like, oh, I like this. I'm earning. But the problem was my body couldn't handle it, and I just loved helping people. And I found out that sales is pretty much like that also. Sales is about helping people. I think that's one of the key things that made me pretty successful. Is I never went into a sale thinking that it's all about money. I never went when I was young. Yes, I did. But now I don't go meet with certain people and sell them stuff. I go and meet with certain people because I help them. I help them with a lot of their problems.
How you became the country manager of your organization now?
Oh wow. I started as a business development manager. I started as a sales manager, and it's funny. The funny story was with our CEO. I felt that he didn't like me in the beginning. He even, he said, he even questioned if I were a salesperson. And in the interview, I wanted to stand up and walk out and say, okay, I'm not gonna work for you if you don't believe I'm a salesperson. But then at the back of my head, again, that's another challenge, and I thought about it and said, look, I'm gonna prove to you that I'm gonna be the best sales manager in your company. And then 4 months later, when we were about to launch Transportify here in the Philippines, we kind of encountered a few problems where I had to step up. I had to make a choice to go to another position. Basically, my boss, our CEO Tom, just sent me an email saying, I want to make you a co-country director, and I'm like. And I looked at the roster of my other country directors and the other CDs, and like I'm kinda the underdog. I'm kinda, everyone's up there, and like really, I couldn't believe it at first. And we spoke, and I said to him, you're giving me this opportunity, and I'd be a fool if I don't accept it. I'd very much rather try and fail than to have not tried at all. I would take that any day. If I try and I failed, then at least I tried.
So, what's your best message to your parents?
Wow. I don't want to get emotional. I don't know. Maybe I'm sorry and thank you. Those are the two best words to describe what I want to say to my parents. Like, I'm sorry for being such a rebel and brat when I was young. But I also want to say thank you for just being very patient. Up till now, like my parents, I'm very lucky that my parents are still very supportive.
Right. Thank you very much,
Thank
Noel.
you very much,
Yes,
Rebecca. I had
it's
fun.
a pleasure listening to your story. Every success has its struggles. Every dream has its trials and tests. Listen to their stories, because if they did it, you can also be called self-made.